So, hello everyone, and today we are going to discuss about a topic which we call mechanics in physics. Okay, so mechanics is a branch of physics in which we study about the motion of objects. Okay, and these objects may be an electron or a celestial body which is revolving around the sun. Okay, so we have mechanics deals with motion. Now, before studying the law of motion, which is a main part of mechanics, which was introduced by Newton, I think some of the basic concepts need to be recapitulated. And let's say the velocity vector is defined as the initial displacement, final displacement minus initial displacement divided by time taken. Okay, this can also be written as d by dt of x vector. Okay, this can be written as x. That means if we need to find the velocity vector, then we have to find the first derivative of displacement vector. Okay, and it is known to everybody. I know that. Similarly, acceleration vector is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity divided by time taken. That is, we have to find the rate of change of velocity, and that's the same. We have to find the first derivative of v vector to know the acceleration vector. Okay. Now d by dt of v vector, but v vector is itself our first derivative of x vector. Okay. So we can write this as v single dot or x double dot. Means if we have displacement and we want to know the acceleration, then we have to do the second, and then we have to find the second derivative of displacement vector. Okay, so this is our basic thing. And the other thing, the linear momentum. Okay, so linear momentum, then what is momentum? Okay, then momentum is defined as the product of mass and velocity. Okay, so p is equal to m into v vector. Okay, so since v vector is a vector quantity, so p, that means linear momentum, is also a vector quantity. Okay, so now I think we are in a state to understand the law of motion, which was introduced by Newton. Okay, so let me erase this. So here is the first law of motion. Any body will remain in its state of rest or of uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an external force. So this is the first law of motion which was given by Newton, and it states that any body will remain in its state of rest. Means if a body is in rest, then it will remain in rest. Okay, or of uniform motion in a straight line, or if a body is traveling with a uniform motion in a straight line. Okay, that let's take this marker which is traveling at a speed of about 5 km per hour. Let's take it. Okay, then this body will remain in its state of rest or of uniform motion. Okay, unless acted upon by an external force. Means a body will remain in its initial state of rest or of uniform motion unless we apply any external force. Okay, let's take this coin. Okay, so let's take this coin. Okay, here on this bench. Okay, okay, so here is a coin, and if I apply force on it in this direction, we apply force on it. Okay, so it is moving, and if I do not apply any force, then it will remain here in its initial state. It is lying there as we have watched it. But if we apply any force on it, then it will start moving. Okay, so this is clear that if a body is in its state of rest, then it will remain in a state unless an external force, and here an external force is the force applied by my finger. Okay, so when I apply force, it starts moving, it starts moving, it starts moving. Okay, and if a body is moving with a uniform motion in a straight line, okay, so let's take this marker. Okay, now you will see that it is moving, but it stops here without any external force, you will assume, but no, there is a force acting on it, and this is your frictional force. Okay, so here if this marker travels in a place where no any force acts on it, then it will remain in its state. Okay, it will go on, in a straight line. Okay, so what was there? So this is the Newton's first law of motion. Okay, So I hope it is clear. And this force is responsible for many things in our daily life situations. Like we beat a paper, like we beat a piece of cloth with a stick. Then dust comes out from it. Why does the dust come out from it? Because when we hit the cloth, we have assumed it. When we hit the cloth goes in motion. Okay, because the force is applied on it. But the dust particles which are there in their state, in the state of rest, they will want to remain in the initial state of rest, but the cloth moves. Like here is a cloth and the dust particles are there. If we beat the cloth, okay, then cloth will displace, but the dust particles will remain there on their initial position, okay, and they will get detached, okay, and that's why the dust particles fly in the air when you beat it with stick, okay. So I hope Newton's first law of motion is clear to you, and now I will deal with momentum and the Newton's second law of motion in my next video. Thank you.